Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz on February 2, 2017, 11:04 p.m. Birmingham. And topic, have you ever seen an animal go for a jugular? Well, stand back and watch because you're going to see that happen in our country. You're going to see Trump go for the jugular. Guys, you Democrats or you damn rats, whatever you prefer to be called, you said it doesn't matter who he chooses or who his pick is for Supreme Court justice. You will not vote for him. That calls for one thing. It calls for a nuclear option. And I hope to goodness that Trump goes in one more time. So, okay, let's do this. If you say no, then boom, here comes a nuclear option. Look, this is about to happen, and none of you can stop it. And all of you states out there that have a representative in the House that is holding up the best people in this country come under one roof to run this country in a better way than it's ever been run in your lifetime, and you're holding it up because you felt like you would prefer to be socialist rather than capitalist, then you're in for a terrible surprise. These people will be brought in. Jeff Sessions will be brought in. This Supreme Court justice will be brought in. And there will be either 2 or 3 more. I say 2 more this year because Ginsburg's going out, and there's 2 behind that one that have some pretty dirty stuff on them. And you will hear that. Most of you will. You infighters out there, I don't know if it's some of you actually inbred or what, but all you people out there that's not looking at anything in the world and you don't know why you're raising hell, but you are, and all you Hollywood, you are insane. Being a movie star doesn't make you God or God-like. In fact, it kind of puts you kind of low on the totem pole as far as I'm concerned by the way you act. You act less than human. Really, Madonna, you wanna bomb the White House? Good Lord, lady. Every time one of you sprout off something, then there's millions like me that'll no longer watch your movies and hear your songs. I mean, you're off my list. And don't tell me one person won't hurt you, but one person plus 10,000 plus 10,000 more, pretty soon it's going to hurt you. And that's what's coming. But Trump, guys, all you out there that has a representative, has a congressman or a senator or whoever is holding up the process of these people being okayed and brought in. Look, we never stopped anything that Bill Clinton did. We never stopped anything Obama did. But by God, you guys are stopping everything in the world Trump is doing, and you don't even know who he's put in place. You have just tried, well, you already said it. Regardless who he brings up, you're going to stop it. Well, no, you're not going to stop it. You're not going to halt this country because you're an asshole. You're not going to halt this country because you're a jerk. You're not going to stop this country because you prefer socialism. I don't. I don't prefer socialism. I don't want to be communist. I don't want to be working 12, 14 hours a day just for a day's worth of food. Go to Cuba and ask them about that. Go to China and ask them about that. Go to other countries. Look at all these countries that finally broke away out of Russia back after the wall fell. Poland, ask Poland about that. It sucks. All of them will tell you it sucks. Why do you think they fight so hard not to go back into Russia? Because under Russia, they had no life. They had only what Russia said they could have. No more. And this is what you all are fighting about? You want to be like that? You want to be socialist? Look, if you want to be socialist that bad, I'm sure since Russia's population is half of ours, they'd love to have you. Be their guest. Go. Go to Cuba. They'd like to have you. They want some income. Oh, but you can't have an income. That's right. Forgot about that. That's right. You won't have an income if you're in a socialist country. You will for a little while. But when you become 100% communist, there's no income. The income is the state and what they decide they'll give you. A pharmacist and a guy that trims the hedges around the government properties make the same amount of money. Really. Doctors barely make more than they do. Not much, just barely. But look, I told you a minute ago about a man that his story, I've heard it a number of times, that when, and I've been saying this before I even heard of this guy, okay? Because it is prophecy that Egypt's going to be flooded. Aswan High Dam is going to be blown up by a nuclear bomb. That's the only thing that can blow it up. It's so big. And when it floods, it's going to flood Egypt. Egypt, every part that's inhabitable, will be underwater for 40 years. Not a blade of grass will grow on the property. Not even a cricket will live there. The Bible says it. Look at it. Read it. See what it says. Also see what it says about Damascus being erased from the face of the earth. It will go away and it will never be inhabited again. We're this close to that. In Syria, Damascus will be gone, if not this year, for sure next year. Egypt follows right immediately behind that. The Aswan High Dam probably will be taken out by Iran, and I'm pretty sure of that. And then you go and YouTube Avi Lipkin and YouTube him. Say, Avi, what do you say about Egypt and the flood that's going to lay them waste for 40 years? Let him tell you the story. He will tell you quickly that 60 plus million Egyptians will move to the United States. He said they will come with money and they will buy properties that have to have a place to live. After 40 years, they can go back home. That's the time God has taken from them. And I just wonder if that have any ties to the amount of time that the Jews were in captivity. I know they were in captivity a lot longer than that, but this is like 1/10 of that time. This is a small punishment, but it's coming, like it or not. Trump was arranged by God to be president of this country, and God brought him up for this before the foundations of the earth. Everything God did, he did it in advance. Everything he does, he tells you in advance he's going to do it. Everything. The flooding of Egypt, the destruction of Damascus, the oldest inhabitable city on earth, that has one street that runs right through it for miles and miles. I don't know 30, 40, 50, 100 miles. It is called the straight street. That street will never have anything that lives on it again. For the entire city, it'll be gone, it'll be dust, and no one will live there again. No one. And there are several other prophecies. America is not mentioned as standing by the Jews in the Bible. And that's very easy to explain. America, like it or not, Obama, is a Christian nation. And all you gals out there that don't know why you're doing what you're doing, but you're doing it. And because Searle's paying you, what, $200 a day, that's pretty good income. I mean, I'll go on a different route and I'll raise hell on a different platform, but I'll not do it against this country. And I'll do it for half that money. But we're going to stand by Israel no matter what, even if it kills us. And I have no other way that I'd love to die except dying for my God's chosen people. In a heartbeat, take me out today, put me on the front lines, and I'll stand for Israel and with them. In America, we're standing with Israel today. And let me say one more thing. The Bible does not tell us how long Trump is here. Prophecy has read 2 years by 2 people. Actually, by 3. But when it says 2 terms, God also says, whatever you do, don't get laxed. Don't settle down and say, wow, I got 8 years before I can straighten up or before I have to. If you do that, then you're going to be really caught off guard and surprised, because tomorrow is not promised to you. There's no guarantee. There's nothing in the Bible that says you will be here tomorrow. And then the Bible says, thou fool, tonight your soul will be required by someone, either heaven or hell. Tonight. So a lot of you won't see Trump, even if he's here 8 years, even if he's here 4. And another thing, if we showed God that we would do as he asked in 2 Chronicles 7:14, and we prayed as he asked us to, and we stayed on that prayer for over 5 years, I think that's showing God that we do what we need to do when we need to do it. But it has led a lot of us to depend on that prayer, not only for our country, but for other countries. So we continue with that prayer. And I'm one of them that has. But it doesn't mean that this country will be here. If all hell breaks loose tonight and these things starts being released from the ground the way they are in the end times, the way the Bible says, it'll be worse than it was in the days of Noah, and men's hearts will fail them for fear and from fright upon the things that come up out of the ground upon them. Men's hearts will fail them. They'll die. And then there will come a time that men will seek to die, and then death will flee from them. These are horror. The worst horror movie you can imagine is coming upon not only America, the world. All of the world, even Israel. It's coming. But we don't know exactly when, but we do know this. If Hillary Clinton was elected, I would say within 6 months, that these things will be coming out of the ground, because this is the time for the Antichrist to take over. Because Hillary would have handed this thing over, the United States, on a silver platter to the UN. They would have handed over to the New World Order. New World Order handed over to the Antichrist, the new leader of the New World Order. By the way, he will be Muslim, the Antichrist, and he will probably come out of Saudi Arabia, like it or not. Jody Wolf Exposed.